Hello, beloved Facebook family, YouTube, Instagram, wherever this video is going to be. Right now I'm on Facebook. Good morning. Yoga philosophy is something that has really, really shaped my life. When I really got into yoga in university and around like 15 years ago, wow. Reading these philosophies and really looking into them and reflecting on how it applies directly to my life has really changed the way I view the world, the way I view myself, and has created a deeper sense of peace within me, and also helped to drive my purpose here in this world. It helped to drive my desire to give and to share and to really take care of the world in a humble way, right? As much as I receive from the world as well. So in yoga, in the ancient yoga philosophies, and Patanjali is the first person to put this all together into one consolidated piece of work. He has outlined basically the 10 commandments of yoga, okay? But these are not commandments. These are the Yamas and the Niyamas. They're not commandments. They're actually attributes of an enlightened person. Enlightenment in my eyes, and everybody kind of has a different definition of what enlightenment is, but basically I sense at this point in my life that enlightenment is really being fully at peace with everything that is. This is really enlightenment, and this is so challenging and difficult, right? You can see that like all the time we want to kind of fight against things, or this is not okay, or this is not okay, and it's our mind nature to create stories about everything. And enlightenment is when we don't really create the stories anymore, and we're just peaceful with what is, and curious and open to witness the phenomenon of the world happening around us. So once you've achieved that state of being at peace with everything that is, then you will have these 10 attributes that Patanjali outlined in the Yoga Sutras. So I will be doing 10 of these videos. I've been wanting to do this for ages, and I'm so happy that I'm actually doing it now, to cover each of the Yamas and Niyamas, because they're so deep and they're so rich, and there's so much to discuss and to explore with these. And so if you are watching live or on the replay and you want to chime in and reflect and let me know that you're here, I love to know, who's watching. It's a conversation. It's less of like me kind of teaching, and instead it's me giving my ideas, my reflections, and then it's good if we, bounce mantra as your, affirmations every day. If you really dedicate yourself to living by this, you actually don't need the other 9. Okay, that's how powerful this one is. But we have the other 9 because it's not so easy for us humans that want things to change up. We want to, we want to grow. We want to constantly have newness. So that's why we have those other 9, so that we can really please the human side of ourselves. So Ahimsa is non-violence. It can also be translated as not killing. And it can also be translated as not causing pain. So the idea behind this is that we want to try as much as possible not to cause pain to other beings. We want to try as much as possible to emit harmonious frequencies from ourself, so that we're not causing pain or harm to any other beings. Okay? Hurt people hurt people. So we have within our subconscious pains and traumas that exist from our past lives, from our ancestry, and from our childhood, and from even yesterday, right, or this morning, that sit in our subconscious. And if we don't work with them and take care of them and look at them and really contain them within our own being, what ends up happening is that subconsciously we spread that hurt and that pain that we're going through in our own minds and in our own beings. We spread that hurt and that pain to others. That's why they say hurt people, and healed people heal people, healing people heal people, right? So when we work with ourselves, and it goes for me too, it goes for all of us. When we work with ourselves to heal, to find peace within, then we're gonna be less harmful to those around us. Okay? So this is really cool because yoga reminds us of the fact that we create our reality. So when we are having harmonious thoughts and we're feeling good, maybe you've noticed in your own life that when you're feeling good and you're feeling generous and you're feeling open, that magic things happen to you, that things come. And when you're feeling closed and you're feeling shut, it feels like things just get worse, right? And in the end of the day, we're responsible for ourselves. And when we have those negative thoughts and they keep on going, then they create more of them. Wherever the mind goes, energy flows. Whatever we choose to focus on is going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. So when we're choosing to focus on harmonious vibrations, then we're going to create harmonious vibrations around us. And it really is like witchcraft and wizardry, right? To really understand and know that you are the creator of your reality. That the thoughts that you have about yourself and about the world create your experience of the world. So when you have violent thoughts with yourself, okay, and what's an example of violent thoughts with ourselves? Judging ourselves for, I don't know, whatever, being ugly, being fat, judging ourselves for being lazy, picking all of those kind of adjectives that are looking down on ourselves. And I've heard that by the age of around 35, our thoughts are on automatic. And 90% of them tend to be more negative thoughts. Because the natural state of the human is to be in harmony. Our natural state of our soul is to be in harmony. So it's easy for the mind to pick out what's not in harmony because our programming, our wiring wants to fix it, wants to change it. So it's a really beautiful thing, and we can have a lot of compassion for the parts of us that want to pick out what's wrong and pick out what's bad because we want to fix it, because we want to go back to that natural original state of harmony that is who we truly are. But the thing is that we have to override this thing and be kind of superhuman, right? It's really human to focus on what's wrong. But our consciousness, our connection to soul and source knows true harmony. And our job here as humans on the planet is to create harmony in the human level, is to bring that soul's natural harmony to the human level. And this is where we get to claim that we're yogis, or we get to claim that we're superhuman, right? That we're choosing not to just go with the subconscious programming that creates everything and make up excuses about why it's okay to be violent, and really actually say, wait, I have a connection to source. I have a connection to a higher power, to my soul. And there is harmony. So it is my job to bring that harmony here on the planet. And how do I do that? First, it starts with our thoughts. It starts with our own experience with ourselves. And when we can clean that up and start to program our minds, and this is where coaching comes in, right? This is where kind of that self-journaling, self-reflection, self-coaching, commitment to change. Because we're in a generation right now that is changing, and it's really, really good news. It's really good news because the generations before us didn't have so much access to these healing modalities and the yoga and the coaching and all of these things to help us to reprogram. We've been for generations stuck in the same patterns. And nonviolence says, Ahimsa says, drop the excuses. Drop the complaining. Because you're bigger than that. You're better than that. you have an access to complete and total harmony. What do you need to do to disengage from violence? What do you need to do to disengage from harmful and negative vibrations, right? And step into the knowing that you are a living, walking miracle. What do you need to do to step back into you being that living, walking miracle? And I love it. So this book says, when the vow of ahimsa is established in someone, so like every word of this book can be broken down. Like they have chosen such clear and concise words that can be focused on like each one. And that's why this is a mystical text. And that's why it's our duty also as humans that want to be quote unquote superhuman or want to be quote unquote, evolutionary human beings to bring harmony down to this planet. It's also our duty to study the sacred text. We need to study ourselves and we need to study the sacred texts. So the vow of ahimsa, so it's a vow. You take the vow. I vow to not cause pain to any human or any being. I vow to not cause pain to myself. I vow to not cause pain to myself. And I know that when I don't cause pain to myself, I save so many others from pain. The hurt stops here. When I feel pain from another, I'm not going to send that on to another, and I'm not going to blame them for it. I'm not going to send it back to them. The hurt stops here. Because I have within me a source of energy that is infinite. I have within me a source of light that only I can work with and emit. And it is the greatest light of all. Okay, the vow of ahimsa is established in someone. All enmity ceases in his or her presence. So when you have taken that vow of ahimsa and you are established in it, meaning that you've practiced over and over and over again every day, to release your negative thinking, the automatic negative thoughts, the ants that run around in our mind, automatic negative thoughts. And we release those after practice over and over again. And we rebuild the circulatory system of our minds to create positive thoughts, thoughts of gratitude, thoughts of abundance, thoughts of awe and wonder and curiosity, thoughts of possibility. When we reprogram our mind to think those thoughts instead, that's when we have been established in our vow of ahimsa. Okay, so the first step is taking the vow of saying, the hurt stops here. And we can take that vow every day. We need a reminder to take that vow every single day. First step is the vow. Second step is becoming established in that vow. Okay, so you took the vow and you have practiced it earnestly and honestly and dedicated over time until your mind, my cat, Nico. Hello, baby, come. What are you doing? I have a mama's boy, kitty. Okay, so first you take the vow, then you practice it, and once you've practiced it and you've created a peaceful mind, you've created a safe haven in your own mind, which first of all, just feels really good. When your mind is a safe place to be. And this is a good question to ask yourself. How safe of a place is your mind? How safe of a place is your mind? And this is not an excuse to beat yourself up. This is an inquiry to ask yourself, how safe is my mind? And be honest with yourself and journal about it and get to know which thoughts are your automatic thoughts. And then let that be your red flag. right? Whenever you know which thoughts are the unsafe thoughts, which thoughts are the thoughts that take you to places like, and you know that those are your flags, that those are your reminders to pay attention and release that thought and replace it with a thought of gratitude or positivity or hope. Okay. When the vow of ahimsa is established in someone, all enmity ceases in his or her presence because that person emits harmonious vibrations. So you take the vow, you practice it over and over again, and then you emit harmonious vibrations. Okay? And this is pointing towards the fact that we are the light. It's pointing towards the fact that we can emit, right? That there's something within us that we can emit to the world. And actually, in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every minute of every day, you are emitting something. And this can be kind of a revelation. Like, oh my God, every moment of every day, I'm emitting something. And that emission creates my reality. Whatever it is that I'm emitting creates my reality. So what am I emitting? And if 90% of the time I'm having self-deprecating thoughts, then I'm emitting negative vibrations. And what does that create? But those who have been established in ahimsa, in harmony, emit harmonious vibrations. And then they create harmony, because it says here that all enmity ceases in his or her presence. So it's a very clear step-by-step instructions, okay? Take the vow of non-harming. Take the vow of non-harming, practice it every day, become established in positive thinking, become established in gratitude, in awe, in wonder, in beauty. And then see how you emit that as your vibration. And from there, all enmity ceases, all violence ceases. So the reason why we have violence in this world, this is saying the reason why we have violence in this world is because each one of us has violence in our own heart. That the only reason why you witness violence around you is because you have violence within you. But that is your power. It's in your power if you drop the excuses, if you drop the blame. It is in your power to clear that and allow the natural, harmonious emission, vibration to emit from your being that comes straight from source. So this is your connection with source. So this is a question like, what are the ways in which you feel connected to source? When are those moments in your day-to-day where you feel amazing? What are those things that you do that make you feel good? Yoga says, do more of that. But it also says be careful, because we don't want to go only for the short-term pleasure. Like eating chocolate cake is good, but does it make you feel amazing on all levels? Maybe if you have it once in a while, but eating chocolate cake all day, every day is not going to make you feel amazing on all levels all the time. So it's like, what are you doing that makes you feel good on all levels? And how can you do that more? And I know for me, it's my yoga practice, right? Like I practiced yoga this morning and did a meditation afterward, and it's like, here I am. I'm here. I'm ready. Life is beautiful. Life is good. It's a miracle that I'm here today. It's a miracle that the sun has risen today. It's a miracle that it's raining. Thank you for the rain. Thank you for the water. Thank you for the air. Thank you for the fire. Like, whoa, this life is so cool. There's animals. I have hair. I have eyeballs. Like, this is amazing, right? So what do you do in your day-to-day life that like reorients you to the greatness of this reality? And yoga says, do more of that. Okay. So when the vow of ahimsa is established in someone, all enmity ceases in his or her presence because that person emits harmonious vibrations. If two people who have enmity between them, so if two people are fighting between each other, and then they come to such a person, they will temporarily forget. That is the benefit of ahimsa. When it is practiced continuously in thought, word, and deed for some time, the entire personality brings out those vibrations. So this just confirms what we already said, which is that we gotta take the vow and then keep practicing ahimsa over and over and over again. Okay. As a collective, we are on a mission to collectively release violence, to collectively let go of the automatic negative thinking that has overridden our world, has plagued our world. That is in my opinion, the true pandemic. The true pandemic is a lot of negative thinking, a lot of fear, a lot of doubt, a lot of blame, and the forgetting of our true nature as goddesses walking this earth in order to play and bring a gift, bring our soul gift to this world. So as we have forgotten about this, we've come into a state of being against each other. But the truth is that we are all one, and we're in this together. So as you develop non-harming in your own mind, in your own being, in your own body, as you establish yourself in that non-harming, then the work that you do on yourself is positively impacting the world. The work that you do on yourself directly translates to the work that you do for others. Every time you step into releasing blame and letting go of the excuses, you do it not only for yourself, but you do it for everybody. And it's kind of intense, like it's kind of extreme to say like, oh my God, the way that I act with myself is actually affecting and influencing the whole world. Yoga says that yes, it is. Yes, the way that you behave sets the stage for the rest of the world. So it's up to you. We don't need to wait for somebody to come and save us. We don't need to wait for something to happen when everything is going to be better. That's a false belief. And the truth is that it's up to each one of us. And that the way you behave, the way I behave, the way I show up for myself, the way I show up to the world, sets the stage for everybody else. So which thoughts are you choosing today? Which way of being are you choosing? And know that you choose it. You get to choose. And yes, we need to do some work with our minds in order so that we can choose. So that it's not all automatic. And the older we are, the more difficult it is. So we can have compassion with ourselves. But still got to keep our eye on that harmonious frequency. We got to keep our eyes on the harmony. Okay. That's my talk for today. Thank you for joining me, whoever was here. Thank you. If you're on the replay and you have any questions, please feel free to write it. I'll answer everything. And I love you so much. And just sending so much harmonious vibrations to the world from Israel. Bye-bye.